Goodfellas starts with Henry speaking of his early teenage.
To me, being a gangster was better than being president of the United States. Even before I first wandered into the cab stand for an after-school job, I knew I wanted to be a part of them. It was there that I knew that I belonged. And to me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood that was full of nobodies. They weren't like anybody else. I mean, they did whatever they wanted. They double parked in front of a hydrant and nobody ever gave them a ticket. In the summer, when they played cards all night, nobody ever called the cops. I was the luckiest kid in the world. I could go anywhere. I could do anything. I knew everybody and everybody knew me. Wise guys would pull up and Tootie would toss me their keys and let me park their Cadillacs. I mean, here I am, this little kid, I can't even see over the steering wheel, and I'm parking Cadillacs. People looked at me differently. I mean, they knew I was with somebody. I didn't have to wait in line at the bakery on Sunday mornings anymore for fresh bread. The owner knew who I was with, and he'd come from around the counter no matter how many people were waiting. I was taken care of first. Our neighbors didn't park in our driveway anymore, even though we didn't have a car. At 13, I was making more money than most of the grown-ups in the neighborhood. I mean, I had more money than I could spend. I had it all. One day, some of the kids from the neighborhood carried my mother's groceries all the way home. You know why? It was out of respect.
Then we see adult Henry as he's saying,
For us, to live any other way was nuts. To us, those goody-good people who worked shitty jobs for bum paychecks and who took the subway to work every day, worried about their bills, were dead. And they were suckers. They had no balls. If we wanted something, we just took it. If anyone complained twice, they got hit so bad, believe me, they never complained again.
As we can see, Henry is able to break the law without fear of any sort of legal accusations because he is protected by the Cicero family. So, if you can avoid the negative consequences that associate with breaking the law, why shouldn't you lead an immoral life? Especially if you can benefit greatly from doing so. This question that we are discussing today was also mentioned ages ago in Plato's most popular book, The Republic. In The Republic, he mentions a dialogue that happens between his brother Glaucon and his teacher Socrates. Glaucon, as he was trying to answer this question, he mentions the story of Gyges. Gyges finds a gold ring that makes him invisible. By using the power of the ring, he seduces the queen. Then, with her help, he kills the king. After that, he assumes the throne. Thereby, he becomes powerful, wealthy, and popular among the common. Just like our Henry, Gyges was able to get whatever he wanted without being harmed and without losing his reputation. Now let's compare between Gyges and someone who is highly moral and just man, but with a very bad reputation. Which one of them do you consider as a happy person? Or in other words, which one would you like to be? The popular and just, or the unpopular just? To answer this question, Socrates states that a person has three divisions: the appetitive, the spirited, and the rational. A person becomes truly happy only when he or she manages to create harmony between these three elements. In case of Henry, he could not be described as a happy person because the appetitive element over-exaggerated itself and became no longer under the guidance of the rational element.
It was worth $60,000. I need that money. That's all we got.
What was I supposed to do? The
Karen!
They were in everything.
That's all the money that we had, Karen. I was dependent on that. Why did you do that?
I had to
Karen,
do it.
what?
They were gonna find it.
Fuck, Karen. They would have never
They would have
found
found
it.
it. I swear to you, Henry. I swear, Henry. They would have found it. Oh, no.
Why did you do that? Why?
The content of this video was taken from an article written by Dean A. Kowalski in a book called The Philosophy of Martin Scorsese. Thank you for watching.